Hi, my name is Harald Tschuggnall from Web Protect, and today I want to talk a little about link risk management. As you may know, the next Penguin update is just in front of our doors, basically. Google gives us a little more time now because they officially confirmed that they're not going to roll out the Penguin 4 update in December. So they said I'm going to wait till January to roll it out. So I don't think that they wait till January because they're so kind people. I think they having some major problems rolling the Penguin update out. And if you may know, they already tried to make Penguin running update the last time. So with Penguin 3, they also tried to make Penguin a rolling update, but they couldn't really manage to get it rolling. And now they promised us to make Penguin 4 a rolling update. That means you don't have to wait for a year or more anymore to get released from Penguin. So basically, if you got hit by Penguin 3, that was in October last year, then you are still suffering from that Penguin penalty and you didn't have any chance to get out of that penalty. And I don't think this is quite fair because a lot of businesses, a lot of business owners cleaned up a long time ago, and it's just not fair that they have to wait so long for the recovery. So the new Penguin update hopefully will be updated more often, probably like once a month, or we will see how it works. And that gives us the possibility to recover much faster. But there's also some risk. There's also the risk if there's a negative SEO attack, it could hit you much faster then as well. So it's not just good, it could also be a little more dangerous. Today I really want to talk about link risk management and show you that you really need to know what your link risk is in the moment, or if you are at risk or not. So basically, I always compare it with the offline world. In the offline world, you have got insurance against fire and you have insurance against flooding, and you covered every possible issue actually. But in the online world, if you make a lot of money, from Google traffic, you really have to know if you are at risk. You have to know if your link profile is unnatural. You have to know if you could be the next Penguin victim. So it's really critical that you at least know if you are at risk or not, and then you can still decide if you should do something about it or not. And of course, then I would suggest to do ongoing monitoring, because there's also stuff out there like negative SEO that I mentioned already. So I think it's really critical if you're responsible for online marketing, if you are the CEO, if you are the business owner, or if you are, I don't know, head of digital or whatever, it is critical and it's your responsibility actually to know if your company is at risk or not. Just imagine Google Penguin is hitting you tomorrow. What you're gonna do? I've seen companies closing down because of that, and people losing their jobs and so on. So to show you that it not just happens to small businesses, I'll show you some samples that you're going to find on our website as well. So here are some case studies, and you see like Expedia got hit by a manual penalty last year. They lost about approximately 27 million. And what also happened in this case, this is quite interesting, they lost 4% of their stock value. So what happened is it came out, so it got published on Forbes and so on, that they got hit by a Google Penguin, or not Google Penguin, Google manual penalty, and a lot of people sold their shares because of that, and therefore they lost 4% of the stock value. And there's also like Direct Line that lost a lot of potential customers because they got a Penguin penalty and they needed a lot of time to recover actually. Here you see approximately they lost 650,000. Then there was Interflora that got hit by Google manual penalty. There was Trivago hit also by a Google manual penalty, and all of these guys, also Chibo, had a lot. They lost a lot of money. So it's really critical. And if you make a lot of money, or if you make money from organic search, it's really critical. So I strongly suggest to get the right tools to monitor your backlink profile. I am suggesting link research tools because actually it's the only toolkit that is able to give you valid data, and also, of course, use the detox to find out if you are at risk or not. If you have the feeling, oh, I don't have a clue about all that stuff and I can't do it myself, you can just go ahead and fill out this form over here. We offer a free risk check, and you can also send me an email to welcome@webprotect365.com if you have any questions or need any help. So what I want to do now is I want to make it a little easier for you. So if you decide you want to know a little more about that topic, or if you decide you want to clean up yourself using, for example, the detox, then I'm gonna help you. I try to help you to understand it better, what actually Penguin is looking for. And we're gonna look at a case study that actually my colleague Geraldine wrote some time ago. And here we have been actually talking about Penguin 2.0. And so this is not the last one, the one before. The last one was Penguin 3. And now we will shortly see Penguin 4. And this is actually data that we gathered from the Penguin 2 stuff. So we looked at a lot of case studies. Some of them I wrote myself, some of them have been written from other members of my team, and we compared all the case studies and tried to find out what are the real issues, what are the most critical factors you need to monitor, you need to watch. But like I said, it's Penguin 2, but it doesn't really matter because also Penguin 3, we have been looking at the same metrics. So it didn't really change, and we don't really know what's going to be in Penguin 4, but there are not much more metrics that we could look at. So I want to go through some metrics here, and you will see we try to list every possible reason for a Penguin penalty, and then we actually looked at all the case studies and tried to find out if there is a correlation. So if a lot of these cases are actually showing the same data. So, and this is to help you to see or to find out what is actually critical. If you use some tools, if you see like your anchor text ratio, your money anchor text ratio is quite high and so on, or you have different other metrics that look strange, you could be at high risk. And let me show you what you really have to look out for. So first of all, we're going to look at the anchor text ratio. And here was the question, was anchor text overdone? So what I mean by that is actually anchor text is basically the words or the part that is linked to your website. And in this case, or in many cases, people are trying to rank for their money keywords. And what a money keyword is basically is the keyword that actually makes your money, or really competitive keywords like, I don't know, insurance, buy insurance, cheap cars, stuff like that. You know, these really hard terms that you want to rank for. And you know that this term is going to bring you money because a lot of people are searching for it. So very high search volume, a lot of people are looking for it. And what we've done here is basically to compare. Here you see all the case studies we have done. And here you see if, in this case, anchor text was an issue. And here you see like in 6 of 8 cases, there was a problem with anchor text, so with too much money keywords linked to your website. If you use tools, you can see how your link profile looks like. So you could use the link research tools, you could use Ahrefs, you could use Majestic. I'm not quite sure if Moz, I don't think that Moz is showing you the anchor text ratio. I'm not sure about that. So you could really see what kind of anchor text is actually linked to your website. And if you see the money keyword ratio is quite high, then you could be at risk. I mean, to find out if your anchor text ratio is high, you have to know how the anchor text ratio looks for your competitors. Because Google does it also in the same way. They look at the industry, they look at the topic, they look what is normal in the industry. And if like all your competitors, let's say, have 5% hard anchor text or money keyword ratio, then for you 5% is also okay. But if you have like 10% or 7 or 8% and your competitors have 4, 3 or 5%, then your money keyword ratio is too high and you could be at risk. So you have to know that, and you have to figure out how to bring that ratio down actually. This is very critical, and this is also one of the only metrics that I can confirm that a metric like that could trigger a penguin penalty itself. All or most of the other metrics that we're going to look at don't trigger a penguin by themselves. It's more a combination of a lot of unnatural metrics, but having too much anchor text is actually the clearest, or having too much money anchor text, money keywords, is actually a very clear sign to try to manipulate actually Google and try to rank for certain topics. And if you have a high money keyword ratio, penguin could hit you very soon. So make sure that your money keyword ratio is okay if you compare it to your competitors. The next question was, did the website have more power than trust? What I mean by that is if you don't know the power trust metric, basically it's the new page rank, you could say. So power trust is basically a metric that tries to work like the Google PageRank, but as you may know, PageRank, you can't use PageRank anymore because Google is not updating this metric anymore, and it was never for the last years it wasn't working anymore basically, and Google confirmed that they're not gonna update it. So if you're still using PageRank and you go to a website and check the website, and you're gonna see maybe the website has got a PageRank 5 or 6. You have to know that these numbers are actually very old, and the page or the website could be having no value at all anymore. And the big advantage if you use like metrics like power trust, this metric's gonna be calculated more or less live if you run reports. And looking at that metrics, we will see that it was actually a high correlation here, having a lot of power but no trust. That means basically, to explain it, power is actually the amount of basically links that come in. So really the power, these days, of course, you should just have good links, not have any spam links. So it's not about the number, but it's about the power. So really the number of strong links coming in. And the trust metric is basically calculated so Google is picking trusted sources. So for example, universities, or you could say like BBC, CNN, some other publishers, some websites that you know you could trust. So if you basically can say, okay, this is a brand, or if you can say, okay, we can trust the website, this website will give you a lot of trust if you got a link from that. Also, Wikipedia is a trusted source, of course. And if you got a Wikipedia link, you get trust from Wikipedia. So in this case, you see that you also should have a look that your power trust is actually not too far from each other. So that means that you don't just have strong links, you also need to have trusted links. So the third metric we looked at is actually site-wide links. A site-wide link is basically a link that links from every subpage to your website. Most of the time, these site-wide links are placed in the footer or in the sidebar. And I would say if the links are brand links or if it's URL or your company name or whatever, and it always depends, of course, but most of the time they are okay. So if they're not really used in a spammy surrounding, if there's no bad neighborhood, if it's just a company name and it's legit, so it's not some spammy stuff, then you don't have to worry about it. What is critical is if that would be like a money keyword linked from a sidebar, from a footer, and linking to every, so linking from every subpage to your site, because then of course Google tries to figures out that this is a site-wide link, but it could hurt you. So you should take a look if you have a problem with site-wide links. And here you see the correlation is actually quite high. Number 4 is, did the websites have paid links? So a paid link is basically a link that you buy on some of the new big newspapers or whatever. So in buying an advertorial or also releasing some press releases, or it could be article directories that you buy something there, you just pay somebody money to place a link somewhere. Link buying would be also giving somebody a product, basically. So not giving him money, giving him some products to place the link. This is also seen negatively by Google. So Google is basically trying to find out if a link could be paid. And according to the guidelines, it's totally fine if you pay for links, but if you pay for links, there should be no follow. And I mean, if you do it clever, I still think it's a good way to get links, but you really have to know what you are doing, basically. Otherwise, it could be a quite high risk. If you are a big brand, especially, you have to be very careful, because if Google decides to do manual reviews, it's quite easy for members of the search quality team to find certain patterns. So also check if you have certain patterns that could look paid. So check your links and see what is going on there. If your links are press release links and maybe follow links and so on. So make sure you're not violating any guidelines. If you pay for links, then make sure you know what you're doing and it doesn't look spammy or it doesn't look paid. Power trust distribution, we talked about that already before, but in this case, it's really that we saw, you can read all that stuff. I would strongly recommend to read that case study in detail. So just go to linkresearchtools.com/case studies/Google Penguin. And it's actually the case study here, 12 lessons learned in Penguin 2.0 analysis. You can Google it and you will find it as well. So the power trust thing is just make sure that you're also having a lot of power. Because in a lot of cases, like I told you, it was like we didn't have any trust, so just power. And you really have to make sure that you also have links from trusted sources, of course, because if you don't have any links from any trusted sources, then it's not good for your link profile. Having snaky redirects involved, basically a snaky redirect, we looked at 301 redirects, and that, so for example, there could be expired domains, so domains that have been expired, so somebody else used to own the domain and there was a quite good backlink profile, and somebody else took or registered the domain again and used that to try to benefit from the link juice, or maybe there was like an old website before that the company owned and they're redirecting it and stuff like that. So if you check the link profile, also if you check the link profiles of your competitors, you should make sure that you're also looking at redirects, and especially 3 or 1D redirects. And basically now there is an official statement from John Mueller from Google that they are actually treating 302 redirects the same as 301 redirects. I'm not quite sure if that is true. I mean, it's an official statement, but I think it's a little strange. But yeah, you should probably check all the redirects. And in this case, most of them didn't have any redirects, or in most of the case studies, they didn't check if there are some redirects. But basically what happens is, if you make a redirect, then your link choose, or you are benefiting from that link choose. But just if you do it the right way. So what I mean by doing it the right way, you really have to redirect on topic. By on topic, I mean if there was a website or a subpage about red shoes, you need to redirect that to your new subpage talking about red shoes, or at least being the category, the red shoes category or something like that. So Google really has to have the feeling that if the user is getting redirected, that the user is finding some value there. If you just send it to the start page, then there are official announcements that Google will treat it as 404. And that means that also your link choose gets lost. Your link choose get lost. Yeah, so make sure you're checking all the redirects, and you make sure if you are redirecting that you're redirecting on topic. The next thing we checked is if there is unnatural link growth involved. Unnatural links growth is basically you are building links too fast, or we have seen a lot of domains or a lot of websites that started to get, or if you looked at the link profile, you could see that they have many links from domains that have actually minus 60 or minus 100 link growth. And that means the people that are owning that websites that have that negative link growth, they basically stopped working on that, or it's a really bad sign if if there's a negative link growth. And if you have a lot of links from that kind of sources, you need to be careful, because it's a very strange sign. And of course, if that happens, also your link power, your trust, and everything is getting less, because if the sources that are linking to you are getting weaker and weaker and less trusted, then it could also be a problem for you. So watch out that you are take a look at the link growth as well. Having link networks involved. So link networks could be that you have been buying links in some networks. I mean, just, there are still many websites out there where you can just register and then say, okay, my topic is, I don't know, blue widgets, and I want to have a link on a blog or in a forum that talks about blue widgets, and you will find on topic blogs or forums that will sell you a link. And basically this is a link network, and these days we have seen loads and loads of link networks taken down by Google. So this is quite a high risk. If it happens to you, or if it happens that you have a lot of links from out of that link networks, you could also get a penalty. So be careful. And of course, a link network is also, you could also recognize a link network if you look at the class C, at the IPs, at the names of the people who registered the domains, and you can look at a lot of patterns in the background. If you use Link Detox, Link Detox will do a lot of this work for you in the background, because I've rated more than 1 million links so far, but these are things you can't see. These are things that are in the background. it doesn't matter how much experience you have, you can't see that there is some network in the background or if a domain belongs to the same people. Of course, you can see it sometimes because they just use the same template over and over again on different domains, but basically you can't really see it. And I have to say, I'm a little bit shocked sometimes in our work if we do link building or if we do penalty recoveries, we see that people or other agencies still have their own network, so their own sites doing link building for the clients. And what they do is actually they connecting all their clients together, and they are doing just link building in the network. And there will be the day that Google will discover the network, or the next algorithm, the next penguin probably will be able to pick up on that network, and then basically all the clients will get penalized. And I think that's not the way to treat clients. The next thing we looked at, unnatural country ratio. Basically, if you look at the domains that are linking to you, you can see it in link research tools, you can see it in Ahrefs, in Majestic, and in some other tools. You can see from what countries you are getting the backlinks. And if you suddenly see, why do I have now like 60-70% Russian links or Polish links or some Eastern Europe links? If this is not your target region, then this could be a sign that maybe there was a negative SEO attack going on, because all these tools, or a lot of the tools out there like Xrama, Dripfeed, Blast, and so on, they are able to automatically like build links, and you could also use that for your competitor, of course. And if you do it clever, you just go ahead and check your competitor's link profile, or in this case, check your link profile. If it would be the competitor, check your link profile and see where are your weak points. And if I see, you quite over-optimized your keywords, your anchor text already, you've got a high money keyword ratio, then you could just go in and, get 10, 20, 30 hard anchor text keywords a day, drip them in slowly over time, buy some more web directories and so on, and bring down most of the competitors like that. I mean, if the website is really big, you don't have a chance, but if it's a regular competitor, you could knock him out like that, and that could happen to you. So what I want to say is actually, if you would see that the country ratio gets strange, then you have to be alerted, you have to be careful. And basically, you see that it's actually very important not just to know your risk, not just to know if you are at risk. It's also very important that you monitor the risk all the time. I would suggest to at least once a month, let somebody check your backlink profile, or get tools to monitor it yourself, because it could happen to you that the competitor is getting links for you, and basically that's these days much easier to do some negative stuff on somebody else than to do good link building for yourself. So it's really a risk, and you should be aware of that. Number 10 was here, has there been an unnatural deep link ratio? So deep link ratio is basically the deep links are not to the start page, they are linking to some, let's say in a shop. If you look at a shop, a deep link would be directly to a product or to the category, not to the start page. And of course, this metric doesn't trigger anything itself. Like I said in the beginning, there are very few metrics, or I would say it's just the anchor text ratio metric. So if you have a lot of money keyword, then this metric alone could trigger a penguin or mental penalty and so on. Because it's very easy for an algorithm or for some human to look at the profile and penalize you. All the other metrics, they really depend. So just to have more links to sub-pages than to the start page won't penalize you if you haven't done it in a very strange way. Of course, if you bought some strange links and whatever, and you also have like an unnatural deep link ratio, and you also have like maybe other 1 or 2 metrics, then a combination of that could get you penalized. In this case, it's just that normally, if you look at the natural link profile, normally you have much more links to the start page. It could be that in your industry, it is normal to have deep links, a lot of deep links. But again, there is no percentage I could give you. You always have to look at yourself and your competitors, and then see what is normal in your business, in your industry. And then you know if you are over-optimized or not. That's the only way to find it out, actually. Number 11 is here, did the website have a unnatural link status ratio? So basically here we're talking about follow and no follow. The follow and no follow ratio, there are loads of metrics that are there that you could look at. But the follow-no follow ratio, I mean, it's also, like I said, you need to check how is your competitor ratio. Is it okay to have so much no-follow links? Do you have too much no-follow links, and so on? Having a lot of no-follow links can be totally normal. But if you have like 200, 300% more no-follow links, you should take a look. Why is it? Maybe there's some forum spam out there. I mean, blog spam, or could also be forum spam if it's no follow. I don't know. It's really, it could be a sign that something is unnatural. So check that out. Did the website have a high link detox risk? And in this case, you saw that almost a lot of them actually had a high detox risk. And basically, if there is a manual penalty, you don't really have to have such a high link detox risk to get penalized. Because if it's a manual penalty, they look also at some different patterns. They especially look at patterns like, did you pay for links? Did you place links in a strange way? Did you, for example, build some widgets that you're placing on other websites? Did you pay for links in templates? Did you do some other sneaky things, some redirects or stuff like that? So that's why it's not 12 of 12 here, because also a manual penalty can hit you if you have done some of the other stuff. So, but what we saw is that the detox risk is, of course, also very related to Penguin, and is actually the best metric to see if you're at risk or not. And we have got a lot of experience in that field. So if I do a detox report, I can tell you straight away how likely it is that you're getting penalized, because I've done hundreds of detox, and we recovered loads of people, and I'm monitoring a lot of websites. So these are basically the results that we have been going through, and I would really suggest to read the whole case study and read also some of the other case studies to make sure you understand what is going on and really what you have to fix. So don't forget, really, I would really suggest find out what is your risk. What is your risk? And if you find out your risk is okay, you don't really have to do anything. But if there is a high risk, please get some tools to bring the risk down. I mean, also disavow the stuff. So first of all, of course, you have to know if you are at risk, then disavow the stuff or get the stuff removed. If you can not do it yourself, or if you think you're not that kind of technical person, then just send me a mail to welcome@webprotect365.com, or get tools. I would suggest the link research tools, the detox tool. If you don't have that much money to spend, get the detox one to monitor your website. Find out if you are at risk and keep on monitoring. If you've got any questions, let me know, and I see you next week. Bye-bye.